You don't have to be in the corner. You can come to the center. All right, welcome. Well, for those that weren't here yesterday, the theme for the week is Primaveral, which is a fancy word that essentially means in between winter and spring, which we are very clearly today. Like I was raking out my gardens and this morning and now they're covered in snow. So, but it's really about this embodying of kind of being stuck in between two experiences or two things. Like one thing isn't quite wrapped up, and yet something else is already starting, and there ends up being this kind of like pull and energy. Like I very much want to put away everyone's winter jackets and snow boots, and yet it is still snowing. So it's sort of, when those things are going on at large around us, like it is also part of our inner landscape as well, and it does affect us. So slowing down to the point where we can become aware of that and check in and just see how we're doing amidst all of that. And if we're finding that there is difficulty in that experience, just holding space for self-compassion and self-empathy and self-love is like the practice of anything we're doing here on the yoga mat, hopefully. Oh, so finding that comfortable seated position, might be on a prop, it might not be. And checking that head is over heart, heart is over center, that nice open line of energy through the torso. And use your next inhale to see if you can lift a little bit taller through the crown of the head. And the exhale to soften the shoulders down the back body. Hands can come to rest face up on the thighs here. A gesture of openness and receiving all the gifts of this practice. And when you're ready, using an exhale to soften or close the eyes and just breathe. Nothing else is required of you, not even controlled breathing, just feeling your natural breath, acknowledging that just by witnessing it will change. But the best you can, being in an unaltered state of observation. And what do you experience here? What do you feel in the body, the inner landscape? Could ask yourself the question, where are you feeling your feelings? Are they settled maybe in the stomach or the head or the heart? Maybe in the arms or legs? Or perhaps you don't feel them in one place. It's that primaveral experience of being on the cusp of two sensations. And just witnessing it with compassion and empathy. The winter is real and the spring is real in juxtaposition, but both completely valid in their experience. And then beginning to elongate both the inhale and the exhale. Having taken that time to ground in before the practice even starts, so you know where you're starting from today. Nice, long, slow exhales. Each breath cycle an opportunity to bring some balance and harmony between the two experiences that you're living in right now. Able to have a foot in both experiences and yet remaining grounded, not longing for one or the other, just observing without opinion. And then layering on that three-part Dirga breath, breathing into belly, ribs, all the way up to the collarbones, And then that nice, long, drawn out exhale to come all the way back down to the bottom of the belly. Breathing in, feeling the belly button expand out, the ribs lift, the collarbone and chest lift. And exhale, slowly lowering back down. If you'd like to, you can layer on the ujjayi or ocean sounding breath. It's like a hissing sound on both the inhale and the exhale, created with a slight restriction in the back of the throat, as if you were trying to see your breath on a cold day with the mouth closed. This breath allows you to go further into the mind, into the body. Taking one more minute to breathe here. On the next exhale, releasing all controlled state of breathing, bringing the right hand to the heart, the left hand to the belly, and checking in with what's shifted in 5 minutes. 5 minutes of breath work, 5 minutes of listening to the self. And then when you're ready, allowing the eyes to flutter open, returning back to the space. A big breath in through the nose brings the arms outside to side, lifting the palms till they touch overhead. Gazing up, and exhale, the gaze follows the hands down to heart center, tucking chin into chest. Inhale to come out and up. Exhale to lower it down. 3 more of these big breaths here. Feeling into the transitory moments between lifting and lowering, between lowering and lifting. The energy that builds in the in-between of movements and intention. Inhale, bring the head back through to center. Bring one palm to the earth. Inhale, reaching out and over to the side. Exhale to come back through to center. Inhale, out and over to the other side. Inhaling back through to center, following your breath work and feeling the energy right between. You shift to the next movement. The fingers ready with anticipation for the next thing, but staying present to follow the experience through to its end before coming to the next movement. Mm. Mm. One more big stretch. And then the next time you come through to center, this time twist and turn, looking out past the back shoulder. Use that next breath cycle to come through to center. And exhale, twist and turn over the other shoulder. Inhale to come through to center. Exhale to twist. Letting the breath guide you. Feeling into the pause. One more time on each side here. Inhaling, coming back through to center. Scooch any props out of the way if you're using them. Soles of the feet come together in front of you. Knees out side to side. Hands come to the toes and beginning to massage. Those acts of self-love, self-care. Finding points every day where we can fill our own cup. Working from the toes down to the arches, all the way down to the heel and the back of the feet, and the tops, little rubs. And then holding on either to the shins or interlacing the fingers around the toes. Inhale to sit up tall, lifting through the crown. Exhale, forward fold, elbows come out side to side, nice flat back here to start. Gaze in front of you on the earth to keep the neck in alignment. Big deep breath into the nose and exhale, forward fold the rest of the way. Hands can stay where they are, or you can walk them out in front of you. Option to walk the hands side to side in time with the breath. Seeing if you can let that pause be even longer between the inhale and the exhale, between the exhale and the inhale. One more breath cycle here. And then inhale to come back through to center. Slowly roll back up and roll forward onto hands and knees. Knees under hips, hands under ankles. We're gonna pause. Well, we're not gonna pause here, but we're gonna stay here for just a moment, really feeling the shape in the body as we're gonna go through a flow cycle here. And this is gonna be one of our in-between poses. So really feeling this in the bones so that you're ready to flow in and out of it with ease. Big breath in through the nose and exhale, sitting back on the heels to child's pose. Inhale to float back up to tabletop. Tuck the toes, exhale, bring the hips back and down, up and back into downward facing dog. Inhale, bring the right leg up. Exhale, bend that knee. Bring the right knee by the right hand, right foot by the left thigh, and lifting up to proud pigeon. Exhale, make your way down to resting pigeon. Inhale to work back up to proud pigeon. Firmly press into the hands. Lift the hips up and back. That right foot comes back up to the sky. And exhale, land that foot down. Knees come to the earth, returning to tabletop. Exhale, hips back and down, child's pose. Inhale, back up to tabletop. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, down facing dog. Inhale, lift that left leg. Exhale, bend that knee. Bring the left knee by the left hand, left foot by the right thigh. Lifting into proud pigeon. And on an exhale, lowering down to resting pigeon. Inhale, back up to king pigeon. Pressing into those hands, tuck the back toes under. Exhale, lift that leg up to the sky. And inhale, lower that leg. Exhale, drop the knees down to tabletop. Exhale, melt the hips back and down. Pause here for 3 breath cycles, giving yourself a moment of respite before lifting and running through that flow one more time. Inhale to rise back up to tabletop. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back here. Inhale, right leg. Exhale, bend that knee by right hand, right foot by left thigh. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling to lower. Inhaling to come back up, pressing into the hands, tuck the back toes. Exhale, lift that leg up and back. Inhale to drop the foot. Exhale to drop the knees to tabletop. Inhale to melt the hips back and down. Exhale to rise back up to tabletop. Inhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back. Exhale, left leg. Inhale, bend that knee by left hand, left foot by right thigh. Big breath in to lift. And exhale to lower down to the earth. Inhale to lift back up to table or to proud pigeon. Palms drop, tuck the toes under. Inhale, lift that leg all the way back up to the sky. Exhale to lower that foot. Inhale to drop the knees to tabletop. Exhale to melt the hips back and down. Pausing for 3 breaths. Fully present in the body, in the experience. Feel the sensation as we prepare to inhale, coming back up to tabletop, knees under hands, knees under hips, hands under shoulders. Inhale, extend the right leg straight back and behind, keeping those toes nice and active, either pointed or flexed, nice and flat. So choosing here what feels better to you. Inhale that left hand out in front of you. And then option to exhale, lower everything to hover over the ground. Inhale to lift. Everything is an option. What is going to serve you? Can you feel that moment right in between lowering and lifting? That moment between lifting and lowering and the balance between the two. Big breath in, floating everything down to the ground. Walk your hands up towards the front edge of the mat and make some hip circles. Choosing one direction to start. They could be full body hip circles or itty bitty small circles. And then reverse, going in the opposite direction. Inhale to come back to tabletop, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale to lift the left leg straight back and behind this time. Checking in that you feel nice and sturdy. Option to lift that right arm. And then exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Your next inhale, float the hand down, float the knee down. Tuck the toes under and lift the hips up and back to come to downward facing dog. And one knee and bring the opposite heel closer to the earth, side to side, pedaling the heels up. And finding some stillness here with a nice flat back that may mean bending the knees, neck in line with the arms. Pausing for one moment to be completely thankful for this body, for all that it affords you every day, for holding the totality of your experience. What a gift this body is. Inhale, take a big breath in and step or hop to the front of the mat, coming to a forward fold. Feel the backs of the legs opening, hands to the earth or hands grabbing opposite elbows here. And allow yourself to hang for a moment. The longer we hold the pose, the longer the anticipation for the next thing. Can you steady or quell that to be fully present and embodied in this experience now? Inhale, begin to slowly roll up to a standing position. Rising tall here, standing at the front of your mat in mountain, feet hip width distance apart, slight micro bend in the knees, thighs active and engaged, shoulders soften down the back body. Feeling strong here, powerful, unmovable. Whether it's snow or sunshine, the mountain stands tall. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead, gaze follows till the palms touch. Exhale, swan dive all the way down to the toes. Inhale up to a halfway lift of your choosing. Exhale to come back to the toes. Inhale, bend the knees, lift and rise high to the sky. Gaze follows the hands. Exhale, hands come down to heart center. Gaze straight ahead, pausing for a breath cycle. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. A deep breath out through the nose. Inhale to lift. Exhale to dive. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale back down to the earth. Inhale, hands to heart, hips come back and down, chair pose. Exhale back down to the toes. Inhale, reverse swan dive high to the sky. Exhale to come back home to the heart, pausing for the breath. Feeling cool air enter the body on the inhale. Feeling warm air leave the body on the exhale. Inhale to lift. Exhale to dive. Inhale to a halfway lift. Nice flat back. Exhale back down to the toes. Inhale, hands to heart, hips come back and down, chair. Exhale, twist and turn, elbow to the outer edge of the opposite knee. Inhale, back through to center. Exhale to the other side. Inhale to come back through to center. Exhale to the toes. Inhale, swan dive high. And exhale to the heart. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. A deep breath out through the nose. Inhale to lift. Exhale to dive. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale down to the toe. Inhale, hands to heart, hips back and down. Exhale, twist to the side, palms pressing together here. Inhale, back through to center. Exhale to the other side. Inhale, back through to center. Exhale, back to the toes. Inhale, bend the knees, lift and rise high. Hands reaching towards the sky. Once the palms touch, interlace the fingers. Extend out the pointer finger. And exhale, hands go to the right, hips go to the left. Breathing deep here. Inhale, back through to center. Exhale over to the other side. Inhale back through to center. Exhale the hands down to the heart, pausing for a breath cycle in through the nose and out through the nose. Beautiful. Take a bit of space between the feet, say about like shoulder width distance. Hands come to the heart. And exhale, begin to bend the knees, melt the hips down to a squat. Palms pressing together, arms come into the inside of the knees. So the pressure from the hands together presses the knees apart. Toes may be curled under, that's fine too. And breathing deep. Pausing here for 2 more breath cycles here. Lifting tall through the crown, keeping the shoulders softened down the back of body. Big breath in, and then exhale, gently plop down to your tush. You're gonna roll forward onto the hands for a moment. Bring your knees out, side to side here. Okay, and then melt the hips back. You're gonna come onto the forearms. So the farther back the hips go, the deeper the stretch will be. I'm gonna turn around just so you can see my butt. No, just kidding. Just so you can see what it looks like from behind. Oh. Now you can come all the way down to the earth with the forehead if you would prefer. Feet out side to side and see if you can soften into this. What would it be like to soften here 5% more? To be fully present rather than moving on to the next thing and remaining amazed at the capacity of this body. Inhale to slowly come up onto the hands and then bring the knees together, toes together, tuck the toes under, sitting back on the feet here. Might need to tuck in the pinky toes here. And then inhale, open up the arms wide, side to side. Exhale, right arm on top this time. Cross at the elbows. You can bring back of the hand back to the hand or palm to palm here for eagle arms. Inhale, lift. One more big breath into the nose and out through the nose. Unravel, unwind the arms, open up wide. And exhale, left arm on top this time. Cross up the elbows. Decide how many reps you want to do. And inhale, lift. Softening those shoulders so that they can receive the benefits of this pose. Big breath in to unravel, unwind, come forward onto the hands and tap out the feet. Sitting back on the heels here. Inhale. We're going to bring the arms out side to side. Rotate the palms back. Lifting the shoulders. Bring the hands all the way back and behind. And then the hands press together in the middle of the back. So your heart space is opening and coming forward here. Gaze is slightly lifted. Just slightly, and feel that opening. Breathe in to the muscles of the chest, the shoulder, the arms. Where can you find ease in the body here? Inhale, one more big breath in through the nose, out through the nose. Gently lower those hands, palms unpressed from each other. Hands come to the sides, pausing for a breath cycle. Inhale, lifting through the crown while bringing the hands straight in front of you at shoulder height. Rotating the palms out, swimming the hands back and behind, interlacing the fingers, pulling the fists back and down here as the gaze lifts, connecting to the muscles of the abdomen, and on an exhale, melting the torso over the thighs, bringing the forehead down to the earth or a block, while simultaneously lifting the arms back up overhead. Option to do this while standing. And this is Yoga Mudra, meaning the essence of yoga, because the heart is elevated above. To live a yogic path is to live a path of love. Inhale, stand out through the crown, connect to the abdomen, and lift yourself back up to a seated position. You're all the way up. Release the hands, let them float to the thighs. Knees the width edge of the mat, toes touching, sliding the hands forward and melting into a child's pose. Pausing here for 4 breath cycles to reflect on your practice, reflect on your body. Finding 3 kind words right now to say to yourself about your body. Inhale, slowly slide up to a seated position here, coming onto the sides of the feet and extending the hips straight out the hips, the feet straight out in front of you. Feet nice and active here as if they're pressed against the wall. Inhale, tightening up that core, and then you lift you all the way to the crown of the head. Arms come out side to side, lifting overhead, and exhale, forward fold as much as you can while keeping a nice flat back here. Each exhale, an opportunity, see if you can fold forward a centimeter more. Big breath in through the nose and exhale. Allow yourself to round, coming towards those toes, bending the knees if you need to reach them. Breathing deep. Option to gently rock side to side and see how does that change the sensation in your body. And at what point do I feel that need to come back through the center and shift to something else? Inhale to come back to center, slowly rolling back up to a seated position. Knees bend, soles of the feet come flat to the earth, hands come right behind the thighs. And inhale, lifting through the crown, beginning to lean back. Option to make the calves parallel to the earth or bring the hands side to side, noticing the heat and shake that quickly accompanies this. Without shame or judgment, just observing the body. Perhaps inhale, lifting the arms up overhead or extending the legs straight out. And exhale, flow everything down to the earth. Hug the arms around the knees. Forehead comes to forearms. And breathe. Over and over and over again, coming back to the breath. Inhale to come back up, rolling back up, hands back to the thighs and dropping right in. Asking yourself, is there any resistance to come into this again? Seeing how you want to embody the pose this time. One breath cycle, big breath in. Big breath out. And then landing the feet, hugging the knees, allowing there to be that balance of rest to work. Inhale, rising up back through to center, extending the right leg straight out. Inhale, extend that right arm out, wrap it around the left knee, and then swim the left hand right back and behind the sits bones, pressing into the earth to help you lift and lengthen. Exhale, look over that left shoulder. Pausing here for 3 breath cycles. How does it change in the body when you go from a twist that's a gentle flowing in and out to one that is deeper and sustained for a longer period? Inhale to come back through to center. Exhale to come over to the right side quickly for a small counter twist. And then inhale to switch legs. Left leg straight out, right knee bent, sole of the foot flat to the earth. And then inhale that left arm around the right knee. Press the right hand behind the sits bones and then twisting and turning. Making sure head is over heart, heart is over center here. Inhale to come back through to center. This time, extending both legs straight out. Inhale, arms up to shoulder height. And exhale to slowly come down to the earth. Making sure that you're on the mat. And then inhale, hugging the right knee into the chest. Left foot is nice and active. And inhale, lift that left foot up towards the sky. Pause here for 3 breaths. And an option to continue here, where you the inhale to lower that left foot, allowing it to hover over the ground. And then exhale to lift it. Remembering everything is an option. One more time, lowering. One more time, lifting. And then hugging both knees into the chest here. Gently rocking side to side. Mm. Extending the right leg out now, hugging the left knee into the chest, right foot nice and active. And then an inhale to lift that right leg up towards the ceiling. Pausing for 3 counts here. And then option to layer on that inhale to lower and hover. Finding that pause, leaning into it, and an exhale to lift. Pausing before that next inhale to lower. Finding the pause. Exhale to lift. Lift. Because, yeah, live also. That's good too. One more time to lower. One more time to lift. And then hugging both knees into the chest again. Gently rocking side to side. Mm. Allowing both feet to come down to the earth now, making sure you have a block close by to reach. Mm. Once you're back on the earth, making sure you can just touch the heel with the middle finger here. Palms down at either side of the body. And then inhale, pressing into the feet, the arms, the shoulders, lifting the hips up towards the sky. And we're going to hold this for 6 breaths. So option to keep it here as it is, or you can take the block, rest it right underneath the sits bone, and come into a restorative bridge pose. Winding down the practice with some gentle and supported movements for the body. Breathing deep. Inhale, press into the feet if you're using the block. Lift the hips, move the block out of the way, and exhale, slowly lower the hips down to the earth. Walk the feet to be the width edge of the mat and windshield wiper the legs side to side. Mm. Beautiful. Those knees come back through to center. And for this next pose, we're going to need to move off the mat. So find a spot next to a wall, and you're going to come into the wall sideways. Okay? So, like, it would seem a little odd here. We're going to go legs at the wall, but your butt is so much closer if you do it this way. I'm a professional, just trust me. So, you come in sideways, and then you twist and bring the legs up the wall. And you can bring a hand to the belly, a hand to the heart. You can have arms at either side, face up in a V shape at the body. And we're going to hold here for 2 minutes. You may feel some tingles in the feet, and generally what I would say that tingles are not a good sign in yoga. This case, it's fine. It's actually like the blood flow and energy changing direction in the body. So if you get some tingles, it's totally normal. It's ideal even. And connecting to the breath in through the nose and out through the nose. This is a fantastic pose for a stressed system. It's a great way to re-regulate. It's also good for helping to sleep at night. I do this at home probably 4 to 5 times a week. And my kids do it with me. It's super cute. Mm. Checking in with the muscles of the face, unfurrowing the brow line, unhinging the jaw to make sure there's some space between the teeth, softening the tongue to the bottom of the mouth. On the next inhale, you can begin to slowly slide the feet down the wall, roll onto the side, and make your way back to your yoga mat. Once again, coming to lay down on the ground. Mm. And this time, inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Get a big body stretch from the fingertips to the toes. Oh. And exhale to soften. Arms can stay where they are. Inhale, once again, stretch, stretch through the whole body, a full body experience. And exhale to soften. This time, bringing the arms, sweeping them up and over, back down to either side of the body, bending the knees, soles of the feet on the earth. Inhale, lift the right leg and drape it across the left thigh. Option to keep the left foot on the earth, or inhale, lift it up, bringing the calf parallel to the earth, and choosing if you'd like to interlace the fingers behind the left thigh. Both feet nice and active here, softening the shoulders down towards the earth and breathing. Inhale, big breath in through the nose. Exhale, lower that left foot back to the earth if it's lifted. Unravel the legs. And inhale to drape the left leg across the right thigh. Pressing that left leg away from the body. Option to inhale, lift that right foot, both feet nice and active. Option to interlace the hands behind the right thigh. Breathing deep here. Inhale, big breath in through the nose. Exhale to lower that foot back down towards the earth. Placing the left foot to the earth and then bringing the soles of the feet together so that the knees come out side to side. Option to take this pose as it is, this reclined pose, or you can take your blocks and bring one edge to the earth, like one corner, and then one flat side, so long ways to support the legs, making it a restorative cobbler's pose. You can bring a hand to the belly, a hand to the heart, or arms can be out either side at a V shape. Pausing here to take a few breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Remembering that you have everything you need to be successful in your yoga practice, everything you need to be successful in this body. Making a conscious choice here. You can stay like this for your Shavasana, or you can stretch out into a more traditional Shavasana shape. Taking that moment once again to check in. What would serve me? Where am I at now after an hour of yoga? What would best meet my needs? Letting that answer come from within. Inhale to take a big deep breath in through the nose. Exhale to slowly release it back out the nose. If you have any blocks or supports in place, you can move those out of the way. Gently wiggle fingers and toes. And roll on to the left side, using the lower arm as a pillow for the head. Taking any stretches along the way that would feel good. Curled up in a little ball. Right hand pressing into the earth. Taking one last breath in through the nose. And out through the nose. And then gently making your way up to a comfortable seated position. Once again, realigning head over heart, heart over center. Lifting tall through the crown and using an inhale to bring the hands to heart center. Close our practice with 3 ohms. Big breath in. Last one. My wish for you on this day and every day that follows is peace of body, peace of heart, peace of mind. Namaste. Thank you. Thanks for joining.